Been a while. Okay, so let me. That's the wrong button. Let's see. Chat filter. I'm going to go to all messages. Going live earlier than usual today, but got up early. So if you're rewatching this, just jump forward a couple minutes and we should be off and running. Hope everybody had a good weekend. And yeah, that's what it is. So we'll give it a minute or two and then we'll get into it. If anybody decides to stop by. Haven't been getting the numbers lately, but it's just I'm not putting that effort into this. I got other things going on, so fortunately, you know. What is up, G? How you doing, homeboy? What's up, Sammy JV? What go 49ers like that? What do you think of the draft? I think there were some good picks and some interesting Kyle Shanahan picks for sure there. I think those compensation picks, he likes to shoot for the sky with them ones. But overall, I was pretty happy with who we drafted this year. So, yeah, I was all caught up in the draft last couple days. And then, yeah, there were some other people I would have liked to have gotten, but happy with Alfred Collins and CJ West. Michael Williams, I think he's going to do good. I don't know. We'll see how it goes. They definitely went after defense, so that's a good thing because that defense wasn't very good last year. But I feel like I'm crooked. Let me scoot the chair over just a little bit. Yeah, I hope everybody is doing well. So I found myself at CRC Norco this morning. What's up, Dark Side? How you doing? And yeah, that was interesting. Looking at the guard towers and stuff from the outside was definitely a different experience. But yeah, so went down there and did that. It was I don't know. What's up, Nitro Bob? How you doing tonight? Or this afternoon? Well, no, we're evening this evening, yeah. Been appreciate that. So yeah, I've been working a lot. Haven't really been dropping any content. I think I'll be dropping more content moving forward here shortly. Just bear with me on that. And if you're new here, be sure to subscribe. Work has been going good. Yes, they tried to call me in last night again. Those overtime days are nice, but had some things going on this morning. And yeah, so, but how's everything going with you, Nitro Bob? You good? How's work going for you, brother? Absolutely, Dark Side. Absolutely. This channel is to support each other, it's based in recovery. I tell some stories about being incarcerated. What is up, Monk? How are you, brother? Hope you're doing well. I'm doing well. Little tired today. Got up early. Uh, worked good. Just got a wisdom tooth removed last Wednesday. Oh man, yeah, that's rough. But I'm sure you're a lot better off now that it's out. So, um, yeah, like I said, if you're new here, be sure to subscribe. I tell some war stories about back in the day when I was active in my addiction and incarceration, prison, all of that sort of stuff. Appreciate you. Um, I'm not really sure where we're going to go with this one, Monk. You know how I do it. uh, like I said, I was at CRC Norco this morning on the outside looking in for a change. It was nice. It was cool. Weather's gloomy here in Southern California, so uh, you know, took care of some business I needed to take care of, and you know, got some more business to take care of tomorrow. But uh, just hustling, bro. I'm just hustling. Bought bought a car. Um, we really like it. It's a Camry. Nice car, you know. Um, Now I'm just doing my best to pay for it. Oh man, you got to have good, reliable transportation, though. Hey, what's up, Taftwood? How you doing, brother? Yeah, I've been doing the work thing, and life's been lifing, and was having some car issues. Um, excuse me. Boy, excuse me. Went and we went and got a car about 2 weeks ago. Um, we were borrowing my daughter and my son-in-law's. I was using that to get back and forth to work, and had to take the plunge. Went and took on a payment. Uh, it's not a new Camry by any means, but it's new to us, and we like it. Getting used to everything's got the touch screen stereos nowadays, and man, I'm just an old dog. Like I was getting so frustrated trying to figure out just how to use that thing, how to connect the phone, and how to like I think I've got it now, but it's a different experience with this stuff. So, but you have to evolve to be successful in life, and that's kind of what I'm doing. Been working away, getting extra days at work. Uh, my daughter does that Amazon Flex thing where you go to the Amazon spot and they load you up with like 35, 40 packages and you got to deliver them over like a 3 hour span. So went and tried that out with her last night. That was cool. Like that. I'll probably do that once in a while with her, make a few extra bucks. It's not too bad, so that's like the little side hustle, I guess. With her, that's her side hustle, but she's willing to cut me in. So uh, is that Lionel Richie in here or what? He said, "Hello, is it me you're looking for?" I just quit my job and I feel great. Right on, brother. Right on. Hopefully, you got another one coming up. I would imagine, yeah. Yeah, you go up there, they come out, they push this cart out with a bunch of packages, and you just got to stuff them all in the car, and they're all numbered from like 1 to 40. And then on the app, like you hit directions, tells you turn right here, turn left here, and 200 feet, your destination's on the right. Get out, take the package, snap a pic real quick, complete that one, and then it starts taking you to the next one. So I think, they're typically like 3 to 3.5 hour routes. But I think if I do it a few times with her, we could probably get it done quicker, which make it more profitable. That's my thing. Like I'm always trying to master something, and then I think I get bored. But uh, JC says having a job with a micromanaging boss who takes the job way too seriously and is a ball buster ain't worth the stress. I hear you, bro. I hear you. And you know the thing is, sometimes just for our own sanity, like not all money is good money. You know that's a term from the dope game, but it's I find it to be true in life. You know, if you're not doing something you at least semi enjoy and you know feel pretty good about and are treated decently, then sometimes that's what you got to do. You know, so I'm happy for you. I hope you find something else real soon if you haven't already, JC. Uh, Taffwood says, funny you bring up Amazon. I've picked up a new addiction. I can't stop online shopping. Man, bro, that retail therapy is a real thing, isn't it, bro? Monk says, we are starting a food stand and hopefully eventually a good truck. Nice. Where are you doing it at? Are you doing it like at the night swap meet down there, or where are you doing that? Maybe if me and the wife get down that way anytime soon, we'll swing by and support you. What kind of food are you selling? Is it tacos? Yep. Now I hear you, Tapwood. I hear you, brother. Hope you're doing well. It's about that time that we walk outside and have a cigarette. Better be the good shit, right? You know, I've never done eBay, my Nitro Bob, but my son uh, buys a lot of stuff off of eBay. It's kind of chilly out here tonight. Monk says biscuit bombs, deep fried biscuit balls, loaded baked potato bombs, and mac. Oh man, that sounds good, bro. Yeah, we're gonna have to get down there and see you. Yeah, and then I think with the tariffs that are going on now, that's gonna change the game when it comes to Temu and a lot of stuff that's coming out of China. You know. So nice. That's good, Tapwood. I'm glad to hear it, bro. Glad to hear it. So you got off of um, methadone, right? That seems like that's really hard to do. So would you offer anybody any advice on what you did and how you're making that work? JC says, I actually do a food truck part time. We sell fallopian fruit flippers, French crullers, Chinese wonder puffs, etc. Damn, that's cool. That's good stuff. You guys are making me hungry talking about all this food. Taper off, don't cold turkey. Yes, sir. I'm a firm believer in that. Yes, absolutely. Seems like, unfortunately for me, every time I quit something, it was due to incarceration, which in a way made it a little bit easier, but it made it even harder. Oh, thank you, babe. Do a backflip, man. If I do a backflip, they're gonna have to call Cold Blue, bro, and send an ambulance out here to scrape me off the concrete. I sell lunches too. Okay, cool. I was going to die once. Yeah. I heard, I don't know if you guys follow Prison POV Splinter, but I heard he was saying that he's like lowering his dose on that, and it's kind of messing with him a little bit. You know, I hope he's able to accomplish what he's looking to do, you know, because you know, getting off of things, whether it's something the government gives you, or something that you get from the cartel. You know what I mean? Or even from the liquor store can be really difficult, you know? Yeah, no, I hear you. And shout out to you, bro, for doing that. It's not easy, you know? It's not easy at all. I think I know every weekend when I go live, I always talk about a video I'm gonna do, and I never do it. But I think no, I haven't really been keeping up with him, Monk. But I think the next video I want to work on, I've been thinking about this one for a while actually, is in regards to the company you keep. And when I was doing construction, I was staying down in the South Bay area in LA, like Lomita, San Pedro type area, and about the company that you keep and what a big deal it is, you know? Has he really, Monk? I know he's got some time hanging over his head. You know, it's probably not good for his mentorship program that he offers. You know what I mean? And I'm not laughing at him. I want to see everybody do well, but you know, Florida prisons are a different animal, you know? It's not honestly, I feel like in California, you know, if you just do your time, it it can be not so bad. But in some of those other states where they don't really necessarily click up, it could be a lot. It could be a much harder time, and especially if you go in there puffing your chest, talking about "Don't you know who I am?" and you know I got the keys everywhere I go. That could be all bad for the dude, you know. So yeah, I have to check him out and see what he's been talking about lately. But yeah, and that's what I hear, Taftwood. You know, in other states, like maybe Arizona might be a little similar. Some of the states that are close to Cali that have, you know, a lot of Cali transplants, if you will. But, you know, you get to other places and it's a whole nother thing, you know? So, Monk says the gym fight is the tip of the iceberg. He accidentally showed his junk gay on Instagram. It's kind of. Dubs is have not a ball with. Oh, no. Why would he do that? Oh, my God. Yeah, some of these guys do too much. And honestly, I've kind of been backing away from watching prison genre stuff just because, uh, you know, like I'm letting that part of my life go, if you will. You know, I still got some stories to tell and stuff, you know, but ultimately, I feel fairly confident that as long as I don't use drugs, I won't end up back there. Now, that's not to say, you know, and I'm very aware of the fact that, you know, we're all one bad day away from ending up back there. So, you know, uh, I'm very cautious in the things that I do. You know what I mean? But yeah, that's crazy about West, though, Monk. Dude, it's a trip. You know? Um, yeah, the border states, exactly, Tapwood. But yeah, you know, yeah, oh, absolutely. And, you know, unfortunately, a lot of us do that with our addictions as well, you know? Uh, until, you know, like I would hear that in meetings, like, don't romanticize the addiction. Uh, yeah, absolutely, Tapwood. Absolutely. That's the honest to God truth, you know? And, you know, another thing they like to say in the meetings is your addiction don't go away. It's just over in the corner doing burpees. So, you know what I mean? If I were to unleash it again, I don't think I'd make it back, honestly. I really don't. So, with all the stuff with the Fanny and all that stuff that they're cutting stuff with nowadays, man, I don't know. I'm scared. Uh, yeah, no, you're right, Monk. The temptation isn't always there, but the reality is absolutely. Yeah, the one most powerful thing I heard when I was in rehab was about playing the tape all the way through. And once I was able to grasp that concept, man, like I looked at things so much differently. Um, take a minute and think, if I do this, what is this going to lead to, and how's my life going to look, and what's the end result? For those that may not know what playing the tape all the way through is, for me, and I can only speak for myself, but every time I would pick up a sack, the end result was handcuffs, and another bit of incarceration, and who knows what's next. The thing is, like, when you get locked up, or anytime you get moved when you're incarcerated, you never know what you're walking into. I mean, they have the end of hostilities agreement now, so things are a little bit different, but I don't know what's going on in these county jails. I don't know what's going on in prison. Do I want to, nowadays, from what I hear, like, there's only a few 3 yards in all of most of the 4 yards. Well, 3s and 4s are GP. So, what if I were to catch a 16-month term and they try to put me on a level 1 yard or something? Then I know what I have to do. You know what I mean? If I want my name to remain good. Some people will say, screw it, I'm going to chill here because, this is a safe place. But then what happens if something does happen and somebody rushes you or something and you stab somebody or something and your points get jacked and now you're on a level 4 yard or in the shoe, and, the homeboys are all going to want to know, where'd you come from? Oh, I came from, level 2 Norco or whatever. Like, how would that be received? So I mean, like, it's a different world. It's a young man's game in there, and I'm not a young man anymore. So Taftwood says, with your incarceration possibly comes a position to fill that could land. Exactly. Absolutely right. And I don't know how I would be now, but for some reason I was always in the mix when I was in there. Even when I was trying to just finish my term out and go home. There's certain things that, just are unacceptable. Like, we're not going to live around certain people. And, if you have funny charges against kids or something, whether I'm trying to come home or not, I'm not going to live around you. And if they put you in my cell, it's going to be a problem. You know what I mean? So, 16 months could turn into a life sentence. I mean, it's just the reality of incarceration. I mean, I think that's an outliner as far as that stuff goes, but I've heard stories. Like, I was always told when I was getting ready to go to prison, just when you get in the cell, shut your damn mouth. Don't complain about the time you got because you don't have much. And if you go in there whining and complaining about a 2-year bid, your cellie who has life may not like that, and he may decide that you've got a life sentence right along with him. Whether it be he put something in your hand to do something, or maybe he just gives you the death penalty because he's tired of hearing you whine about going home in 2 years. It's just what it is. So, anyways, yes. So I think I'm going to do that video about the company that you keep. based out of like the South Bay area of Southern California. Uh, bunch. Taffwood says, during my first bid, I wanted to make a name for myself, so I did a bunch of dumb shit. So next time I went in there was no, I'm just gonna kick it. Yeah, exactly. They had expectations at that point. They, yeah, they were like, okay, homeboy's down to do this, that, or the other. So you know what I mean? Like, it's what happens, you know. Yeah, with me, luckily I never went back, but you know, so much shit happened in such a short period. You know, I went through reception, got classified a level 1, and you know, I lasted on the level 1 like 10 minutes. And it wasn't because I had to get off that yard or anything. I walked into a riot. So I didn't get I don't think I got a points bump on that one, but they sent me to a level 2. And then some other things happened. And then I ended up on a level 3, you know, and then on the level 3, you know, like if you guys have been following me, you've heard the story, you know, but I mean, even it's a effing spiral to hell, says Tapwood. I completely agree. You know, and yeah, Sexy Latina says like and subscribe. Thank you, baby. Yeah, if you're new here, be sure to subscribe. Yeah, Tapwood says once you hit level 3, it's a whole different world. Completely agree. And honestly, I never really liked doing the dorm living. It's just too chaotic. Too many people running around playing stupid kid games. And, you know, when you're in prison, it's a serious world. So, um, you know, like playing games and running your mouth and talking shit and stuff gets people hurt real bad, you know. And when I got to the 3, and it wasn't even like a super, well, I mean, we were on lockdown, long-term lockdown. Like I never actually made it out on the yard at that level 3. Stayed on lockdown and still ended up getting off on somebody because they had bad paperwork and word got circulated and the celly didn't want to do nothing. So me and my celly got the opportunity and we took advantage of the situation. And, you know, on to AdSeg. But, you know, the people are a lot more serious, you know, once you get to that 3 yard, from what I've seen. You know, I never was on a 4 yard, but I would imagine it's even more serious there, you know. Um, you know, it's not a world I want to live in. I'm an old man at this point when it comes to that sort of stuff. So, uh, you know, I would rather work 50, 60 hours a week and come home to a beautiful wife and a family that loves me, you know what I mean? And not hope that they can come and visit me once in a while. Uh, you know, it's just there's so much going on out here in the free world, you know. Yeah. Tapwood says 3 and 4 yards are nothing nice. Man, I don't even know if I got locked up again. I don't even know if I don't even know if I could do the 123 burpees. I'd be dying. I'd have to break myself in on some push-ups or something and uh, get up to speed in the county jail real quick, you know, because man, some of those AdSeg workouts we did, holy shit, like I would die. I would need oxygen. They would be calling for a man down. And the funny thing is, I still go to the gym, probably 4 times a week. I do a mile on the treadmill. It's not a very fast mile, but nonetheless, a mile. You not that old, Bobby? Well, I appreciate that, William. But I'm saying in the world of incarceration, I'm pops at this point. 123 3 times a day. Yes, sir. I didn't want to go to jail because I don't want to lose all my cool clothes. Yeah, and that's another thing with that, I mean, what's up, Tim? How you doing, brother? I'm doing well. I hope you are also. Uh Tapwood said last time I was down in Cali, we were doing 123 3 times a day. Yeah, I was getting it before. I was doing twice a days on my own free will. Basically, I'd get to work out with the homeboys and then get another workout later on my own. I don't know. He was here last week when I came on. I think it was last Monday. Maybe it might be a little too early for him. Usually I don't get on until later, so I don't know. We'll see if he pops in by the time we get done here today. But yeah, like I became a workout warrior. Like when I would do my 123 in the morning when on the places I was at where I was able to go to yard. I'd go out and hit my sets of dips, get my bar work in, maybe take a couple laps. Yeah, I hear you, Tapwood. Life is happening, right, brother? But yeah, like I was with it. So by the time I got to AdSeg and those guys were on the super high power workout, like I was with it. It was cool, I was in the best shape of my life when I paroled. Yeah, that's me. Oznet. Wow. I haven't had anybody say anything funny in a while on here. I thought maybe we lost all the trolls. I don't know where G's been at. I don't know where Joel's been at. I think Brody was on last week. That was cool. But no Zeke today, I guess. I don't know. I wish I had Mel Gibson's money. I'll tell you that much. Oh, man, you were getting muscle ups? Yeah, pull ups was never my thing, bro. Like, I struggled with those. Those muscle ups, yeah, that, man, you were on another level with that. That's some, uh, that's some intense strength type of stuff right there. Yeah, like I struggled. Like I could do the chin ups, but I couldn't do the palm out ones very well. I might be able to get 4 or 5 to a set. Have to get a homeboy to come behind me and give me a little push on those. So I didn't really like to do them because I didn't want to look weak, I guess. Man, yeah, that's impressive, Taffwood. Yeah, I don't know. I think my son can do them, but yeah, nah, I'm too big. Monkey Monk says Mexican G still owes me $5 from that guinea pig. I am not sure what you are talking about there, sir, but uh, I'll leave that to you guys. Last time I was down, I maintained my muscle up till I got to 203, 205. Yeah. When I paroled, I was like 174. And like not a whole lot, like probably 10% body fat, maybe. But yeah, I haven't been back to that weight in a while. Like I'm probably about 220 right now. Tim says, I worked on a mine site on desert island off of Australia for 4 weeks at a time. I trained every day, got massive. Hell yeah. When I think the thing is, if I had the time to put into the training and the dedication, like I said, I still hit the gym and stuff, but like I'm just not that hardcore with it, now. So it's kind of chilly up here, so we're gonna hoodie up. Got the OG 49er hoodie on. Yeah, I got fat too, bro. A long time ago, he told about trying to cluck a guinea pig. Yeah, I remember that, Monk. That's good stuff. If you guys are new in here, be sure to subscribe and check out my playlist. I'm going to be working on getting some more content out to you guys. Taffwood says, I've been really into arm wrestling lately. Been doing a lot of weird workouts. Okay. Monk says, I'm 160 down from 320. Are you serious, bro? Wow, that's incredible. Yeah, I was about 235 and I went down to 190. And then I kind of let my guard down a little bit and started eating honey buns and stuff like that. And now I'm back to about 220. So I'm fighting with it. I'm not really fighting too hard, to be honest, but I'm about to get back on it because when I get heavier, like I start having issues with the breathing and stuff, and like I don't feel good. But when I was down like in the 190 to 200 range, like I felt incredible. So, the goal is to get back there. Let's take it back outside for a minute since the wifey brought me the hoodie. And now I'm warm. Do a video about jail prison food. Okay, yeah, I'll do that. That's a great idea. 1 meal a day and fasting is beneficial to the body. Yes, sir. Well, thank you, baby. I appreciate you, sexy Latina. That's the wifey, in case you guys don't know. Pork rinds and french fries are my kryptonite. Man, I hear you, bro. I hear you. Yeah, I even stopped meal prepping recently just because it's just the same stuff all the time, like there's so many tasty things out there to eat. Spoken like a true fat man, right? But Devin Larrett swears by fasting. Yeah, I've never really tried it. Like I was calorie counting when I dropped weight before, but I was also a madman in the gym, So, I was going 5-6 nights a week for an hour and a half, sometimes 2 hours. Yeah, that's the way to go, Herb 916. How you doing, brother? Hope you're doing well. Smoke them if you got them. That's right. Yeah, that was the way. Like I stopped all the processed food when I lost the weight, and actually felt better. I think a lot of it's the fuel you put into your body, right? If you're doing a lot of sugar and stuff, it's not good for you. It tastes good, absolutely tastes good. Same here, Taffwood. Same here. I remember I was living on Myrtle in San Bernardino, and I was young back then, so like I'd be up for like a week at a time sometimes, and I'd be like 2 or 3 days into a run, and you know, uh, and I would say, you know what, I'm gonna go run down to the Taco Bell drive-through down here on Waterman and 13th, And it's something else now, but it used to be a Taco Bell. And like I would order like everything on the dollar menu just because I knew nothing was going to taste good. So I would bring it all home. I would take a bite out of each item. And yeah, exactly, went back when our bodies could handle it, exactly. And uh, back to the grind tomorrow. Yeah, blessed to have a job, absolutely. Yeah, they're talking like there could be some slowdowns at work coming. So, you know, we're luckily I'm in a good position there. I have a couple of titles at work. I train the new guys. I'm the safety guy. I'm the lead on the weekday schedule. So, I have some insulation there, which should help, But some of the newer people, I don't know if they're going to be so lucky. And Monk says, taste good equals instant gratification. Man, it seems like, isn't that what everybody wants? They want that instant gratification, right? Man. I don't know what that was. I just heard a scream in the distance. Oh my God. Spy X, I do not know what that means. W Kakaki Kabober. Hopefully, I didn't just violate YouTube's terms of service. I don't know what that means. For the first time in my life, I'm focusing on my diet. Yeah, and the thing is, as we're starting to get a little bit older, you got to, because tomorrow isn't promised, you know? Oh, was it? What's up, Chunk Chunk? Yeah, that's my grandson. Theoretically, we were designed to eat out of necessity rather than, yeah, that comes from sugar, exactly. And then when you eat that sugar, like they say, it clamps onto like the fat cells and it makes it harder to burn the fat. So, yeah, it's like we got Chunk Chunk in the house. What's up, baby boy? Yeah, that's a good thing, Tapwood. When the first time when I dropped the weight, like I was doing the protein shakes and I was taking the creatine and all that stuff, and I got good results. But I don't know. Like I'm trying to gear my mind up to make another run at this, but I'm struggling with it. Um, I'm telling myself, oh, you're older now, but I wasn't that much younger when I did it the first time. So yeah, and I like that. Mine been gone. Hi. He says, treat food you eat like you use gas for your car. Only use what's needed. I completely agree. I need to get back on it. Last time I had heard some news from the doctor, and we were talking. It was in the COVID period, right? Like towards the end of COVID, and my doc told me, he said, if you get COVID, you're gonna die. And this was towards the end of COVID. You know what I mean? So they already knew more, but like that scared the hell out of me. So I went and got on that stair stepper and didn't get off. Uh, Tapfoot says, my dad was born in 63 and he's still in good shape. You got this. I appreciate that, bro. Bottom line for me is I need to start walking every day after work for an hour, get my heart rate up for 45 minutes. I do that. I can eat whatever. Yeah. Monk says, but there is that satisfying feeling of getting something you work for and actually earn. Instant gratification instantly leaves. Nothing compares to a real accomplishment. I like that one, bro. I like that one. Yeah. You know, walking barefoot every day is good for you. Meditation will change your life. Yes, absolutely. I think part of what messed me up, and I'm not making excuses here, guys, but uh, I tore my rotator cuff on my right shoulder, and after that, like the workout started declining, and it took a while, but then I started eating like crap. But like it all starts with the diet, you know. Like if I can get the diet under control, I can get everything else under control. You know. What happened, Taffwood? It's pretty cold out here right now. Herb, we're on uh no. It doesn't stick out. It's the it's inside. They did a MRI and all that stuff. They wanted to do surgery, but it's like a 12-week recovery, and I just couldn't afford to stay out. But looking at the MRI, the image, it's inside. There's the rotator cuff on the image. It kind of looks like the bone in a T-bone steak, and there's a tear in it, like right in the middle. So the bone don't stick out or anything. I still do shoulder exercises sometimes, but not like I used to. And for right after it happened, for the next couple of days, I couldn't even lift my arm. You know. Yeah, and that's kind of where I'm at with it, Herb. You know, like I was getting those. I forget what those shots are called, but they were like they give the athletes when they have an injury so they can play. Those cortisone shots. That's what it is. I was getting cortisone shots in there like every 3 months, but they're expensive. You know, like even with my insurance, it was like a $700 to $800 copay. And I did a couple of them, and then I said, well, you know what? I I still have full range of motion and everything. Like I said at first, like I couldn't lift my arm like this for the camera there, but now like I can do all that stuff. So uh the first couple days trying to go to work after that happened were agonizing because you know I'm unhooking and hooking the airlines and trying to reach up and do it. Like I would have to get my other hand and raise my hand up and do it, you know? So yeah. Yeah, Taffwood says I was in prison with an old lifer, got shoulder surgery. He said it did more damage than not. Yeah, that's it, it's doable. You know what I mean? Like I'm not gonna uh, do any boxing or anything like that. But you know what I mean? Mrs. Mine's a labral tear. It wasn't worth it to have surgery if I wasn't guaranteed. Yeah, and I agree. You know, because those surgeries aren't cheap. You know, and then to be out of work for 8 to 12 weeks. Yeah, I think it's common as you get older. I think uh, you will have much better health care though. Yeah, Toya. Hey, hi Toya. Love you, baby. On the elbow. Okay. Oh man. Yeah, that's rough. So we're at like 48 minutes. What do you guys think? You want to run for a little bit longer, or should we wrap it up here shortly? If we're gonna go a little bit, I'm gonna have to go refill the coffee and get a quick bathroom break. Uh, what do you guys think? Let me know. And if you're new here, be sure to subscribe. I will be dropping some content this week, so be on the lookout. Sounds like a plan to me. All right, guys, give me about a minute or so. Let me go refill the coffee and hit the restroom real quick, and we'll keep it pushing. All right, be right back. I'm back. All right, I'm back. My apologies for the interruption. So let's get caught up on the comments. Uh, I'm actually in the process. Herb says I'm actually in the process of purging my body from sugar. The detox process or withdrawal is about 3 days away. They say by next week I should be in ketosis. Yeah, and then you're a lot better once you're there. What's up, Q? Glad you could join us. So, yeah, I started the day off early today. Took a little trip down to CRC Norco. It used to be it's still the California Rehabilitation Center in Norco, and very storied prison from back in the day. Now it's lower level. I don't know if they're still doing the narcotics programs. People used to have N numbers that went there. Oh, wow. Monk says, did I tell you I got bit by a black widow at work this last? No, wow. Oh, not so bad now, but yeah, because I remember those towns like Chino. Oh my God, it used to smell horrible out there. I didn't really notice it. I don't know. My wife was with me. Did you notice that smell, babe? If you're still on, I remember. Yeah, it used to be really bad. I remember Delano having a smell like that too when I was there. Like it just was. You get used to it after a while, but geez. But yeah, I had a good homeboy that he was in Norco. It was pretty active back then, even in the narcotics program. What happened? That's for Norco still stinks. Taffwood says I will be hopping off here soon because I got work in the morning and I got to do laundry tonight still. But I do plan on tuning in more often. I appreciate you. Shout out to you, Taffwood. Keep doing your thing, man. Keep doing your thing. You're an inspiration to everybody. When it rains in Chino, it stinks in Pomona. that wind carries it out, or what? I don't know. Yeah, I worked in Pomona when I was doing the county fairs, and all I remember is it was friggin' hot out there. Q says I'm from Pomona. It always stinks. But what's going on with Hot Topics? You follow the craziness? Not too much. My whole county smells like either manure or oil field. Oh man, is it Taft County? Yeah, I remember when I was in, I think it was McFarland. There was a wood that rolled in. He was from Taft. I can't remember his name for the life of me though. But I think he had come from the CCF in Taft. And this was right after they took the tobacco from the Department of Corrections. So there was a bunch of bugler cans floating around. People would keep their pins and stuff in, but no more tobacco. Like I literally just missed it. And this wood from Taft rolled up. Like I said, I can't remember his name for the life of me. But he, we got introduced and stuff. I was sort of in the chain of command in this place, but not really anybody. And so we're all hanging around in the bunk area over towards the back. And he says, "Hey, homeboy, can can you keep point? I brought something. I got I brought some tobacco, and I'm like, oh hell yeah, I got you. You know what I mean? I'm thinking maybe a pouch or something. I think he brought the whole can. I don't know. Like he got it out. It was on. He put it on the bed, and there was like a bag. I don't remember where he got the bag from, but it looked like a mound of friggin' tobacco. Uh, maybe that was just my ignorance to that stuff, but like he hooked a lot of us up, you know what I mean? And then he made some money with it, but yeah, that was cool. He was a cool dude. Okay. What are you talking about? Sugar free? The land of Pomona, the land of sugar free. Get your money while you bullshit. Hell yeah. Damn. A lot of stuff going on in Pomona, it sounds like. So yeah, I'm gonna try to get 2 videos out this week. Monk requested one on jail and prison food, which I like that. We'll do something on that. And then the other one is going to be on the company that you keep. And I got some stories about when I was doing construction down in the South Bay area of LA. Oh, okay. He says, you see anyone in CDCR with KC tattoo with the Kansas City Royals logo there from Kern County? Okay. Good stuff. Good stuff. Yeah, Kansas City Royals. Okay. Yeah, that's good stuff. So, yeah, but started the day off down at CRC Norco, and I will tell you, it yeah, like I literally just missed it. They said within, I think, like a couple of months, it had just been removed, but there was still quite a bit floating around at that time. Going down there, somebody I know was visiting someone there, and I'm just like chilling in the car. Me and the wife went and had some breakfast and stuff, and come back, and we waited a little while for her to get done. Yeah, I need to finish the 12 steps too. You're right. I think we're on step 9. Maybe I'll see what I can do about getting something recorded for that too, and maybe I'll just stagger them out throughout the week. But while setting out there, just looking at the barbed wire and stuff, I think it's a level 2. It's double fence, 10 feet high or whatever it is, with the barbed wire. And there's a guard tower right there. And the guards, the CO's up there, keeping an eye on things. And there's maybe 50 or 100 inmates out there having their visits. And it kind of took me back to, it's a good thing to see sometimes, I think, because we take freedom for granted. And, like I said earlier, circling back to it, I'm a bad day away from catching a new number, I'm in a good place mentally. So I don't stress on it. You know what I mean? But it's kind of sobering to be out there for a good change on the outside of the gate looking in. And just thinking, I wonder what's going on in there. You know what I mean? I wonder if there's any tensions. I wonder, how many people are hitting. It's visiting day, right? I'm sure some people brought some stuff in, you know. I mean, just to keep it a buck, you know. None of my business, you know. And if I did have inside information, I wouldn't offer it, you know what I mean? But I know, you know, I've been there, done that. So sitting out there, and we got down. I was going to make a funny video uh, and record the person I know coming out of the gate because it's like a double gate. One gate opens, you step in, the gate closes, and the other gate opens. I was going to make a video and be like, oh, they're finally home from prison type of thing, you know, to be funny. And the COs, there's a couple of female COs right there that were checking in the visitors. And right away they're like, oh, no, you can't be out of your car. You got to go sit in your car. And I'm thinking, fuck you. You know what I mean? Like you're power tripping on the, like, come on, really? Like, what am I going to do? You know, like, give me a break. But then we walk back over to the car. Wife gets in the car. I look up at the guard tower and I give him one of these. I see you seeing me, buddy. Because I'm just kind of a smartass like that sometimes, you know? And what are they going to do? What's what's he going to do? Break out the mini and start firing live rounds at me? You know that ain't going to happen, but yeah, it's was definitely an interesting trip, you know. So I hope everybody that is in there is doing well, and that you know, I'm hearing some YouTubers are talking about they're trying to reinstate the shoes, but like under a different name, and you know, lock up all the guys that got out of there, out of the short corridor and all that. And I just wonder what prison will look like if they do that. Will the peace agreement hold? Will will it create tension amongst the inmates? Will it create tension with the administration? I don't know. But you know, prison can be a very volatile place, and you know, it don't take much to set some things in motion. And you know, prison's a violent place too. So I don't know. Just my thoughts on the trip down there today. You know, the fact that we were able to drive away from there and not have to be shackled up and transported in the normal fashion that a prisoner is. You know, my life is very blessed, and I thank God for that. Um, you know, things could be a lot different. So yeah, so I think I'll get that. I think it's the ninth step needs to be done. You know what I noticed with those ones is they don't get a lot of views, but the retention is a lot longer. We can look at analytics and stuff on the channel, and people tend to stay with those ones a lot longer. So, uh, you know, the thing is, if it helps somebody, then that's great. You know, that's ultimately what I'm trying to do here. So I'll see if I can get. Maybe I'll drop that one first or second. I don't know, but I'm going to try to get a couple videos out for you guys this week, um, and then I'm going to do the one on jail food and prison food. Um, that's another thing to be thankful for if you're free, if you're living in the free world. You know, the fact that you can probably drive 10 minutes and have 10 different fast food restaurants to choose from is pretty lovely. Or, you know, you could drive to the market. Uh, Taffwood says, I'm out, Bobby. I'll catch you tomorrow night if you go live. If not, I'll catch you next week. Sounds good, brother. You stay up and keep making us proud, bro. You're doing the damn thing. But yeah, like we take so much stuff for granted, you know. Like you can go to the market and pretty much buy anything your heart desires if you, of course, if you have the money, you know. Uh, yeah, Loves and respects right back at you, brother. Um, you know, people, if you've never been locked up, we take so much for granted out here. We really do. We really do. You know, uh, you know, just being able to go to the refrigerator and open it up and grab whatever you want. You know, you can buy commissary in there and keep that in your cell, but like delicacies in there are like top ramens and maybe some dehydrated beans in a bag, like the dry dehydrated ones. Um, you know, maybe some tortillas so you can make you a little burrito or something. But like the food that they serve in there, like I made a spread out here in the free world and took it to work. We were doing a potluck one time because everybody wanted to know what it was like. And somebody had brought like some Little Caesars and somebody brought some Church's chicken. Nobody really ate the spread. And, you know, it wasn't that it was a bad spread. It was just there's so much good food in the free world. Why would you want to eat that? You know, but in there, that's something you look forward to all day, you know, as part of your program. You know, you go out there, you work out, you hit the yard, you, you know, go to, you know, if you have education or something, you go do that stuff. And you look forward to that at the end of the day. You know, you take your shower after the last count and dinner and all that's done. I would do another workout and really look forward to that spread. But that spread ain't it, I'll tell you. So, well, guys, I think we're going to wrap it up right here. I appreciate everybody tapping in. Uh, much love and respect to everybody that participated. Um, you know, if you're doing the sobriety thing, keep fighting the good fight, and don't look at the mountain. Just start climbing. What? Hold on, real quick. Monk says, "I love opening my fridge and seeing 9 different flavors of Mexican soda." Right? Oh man, I'll tell you. It's a beautiful thing. All right, guys, have a good one. Uh, Monk's a rich man. I agree. You know, appreciate you, Nitro Bob, Taftwood, Mexican G, Nitro Bob, everybody that participated. You guys have a good one. Keep fighting that good fight, and don't look at the mountain. Just start climbing. Be on the lookout for some new content. I'll see you guys later.